Greetings, my fellow unicorns. I'm Jolene. Welcome to Jolene Sparkles. Today we're going to play some Factorio with the Krastorio 2 mod. Yeah, let's see if I'm almost on time today. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm getting a little bit better. I'm trying to figure out how I got everything going. I think the aspect ratio should be good today. And yeah, I also am going to, tomorrow I'm having Comcast come in and install a second line for me, so I can use that line, well, not only as a backup for work purposes, but also so I can stream out my stream and I can actually see how things are looking. My makeup's a mess tonight, ignore it, it is what it is. Whatever. Anyway, so let's get ready for some Factorio. And you can see I actually I remembered to load the game before. Oh wait, this is the wrong game. Well, since we're here, I'll give you a little bit of a tour of my big base that I'm working on right now. This is not part of the normal stream. I'm just kind of showing you a little bit about what I've been working on. And you can see that, the base is starting to become a pretty respectable size. I mean, I have been playing around with, the biters and bringing their evolution down a little bit because I'll tell you, they were really hurting me at one point. They were kind of coming in over here. They're coming over here, over here. Like, they were just coming in from every angle, and it was really hard to defend against them. It was just becoming a giant pain in the ass. So I got this big matter factory here for power generation. Finally generating a 67.5 megawatts possible. Not using nearly that just yet. We will eventually. So basically I found this blueprint that it's on Factorio Blueprints. And let's see if I can remember to put it in the descriptions this time. So you can see that this, wow, I really need to get a fan in here. Jeez, it's like kind of warm. Anyway, so you can see that, like, basically I have the wood here, and the wood kind of comes up, gets decompiled into matter. From the matter, we can create, the fertilizer, and yeah, it's mostly just fertilizer, which is used to grow the trees a little bit faster. And then the rest of it gets used in, the antimatter reactors. From there, you can see that I have several train depots. A little bit of an issue right now with some of them that are kind of filled up or that, are not getting emptied at their destination. It's something I'm kind of working on. I had a big problem with biters the other night, and it took me a little while to kind of get them under control. Had to de-evolve them a little bit. It wasn't cheating, it was using what the Krastorio 2 mod actually has. But yeah, you can see I'm just kind of expanding out, and this is where we're going to get with the stream that we're building. This just gives you a little bit of an idea of where we're going to be heading. And yeah, so you can see that, like, I just have little tiny factories for everything. You want to make blank tech cards, you can see this is just generating blank tech cards, tons of them. And if this particular one is just running a little bit too slow, well, guess what? We just build, more or another one. And then everything is using LTN, so it can just grab what it needs to. So let's actually load the game that we are playing, and it should be that one. Cool, there we go. Okay, so if I remember correctly, I didn't write it down because I forgot. We're going to work on red circuits next time, which is exactly accurate. And you might notice my character's running a little bit slow, and that's because, well, we're back to running really slow. I do have a mod enabled that allows the maximum movement to be a little bit faster. I have it a lot faster because I got to tell you, the default run speed in this game is just too damn slow. I mean, it is really painful. So I had to boost it up. So I'm going to boost it up a little bit more, and like a lot more, basically doubling it. I mean, if you take damage, it turns it right off. So, it makes it a little bit balanced, but it's a little bit less painful. Like, once you get running, like, it speeds itself up a little bit more gradually over time. So let's take a look around our factory a little bit. I did adjust my lights a little bit tonight, too. I lowered them so they're not as bright in me, so hopefully it won't, make my eyes as tired as fast. I actually do have an eye appointment tomorrow, but that's for all sorts of other reasons. So yeah, maybe the doctor will give me a reason why my eyes have been kind of hurting much, but I guess it's because I spend all day, every day on the computer. All right. Before we get started, I need to take care of something really fast. 1 second. I'm going to be right back. AFK a second. Okay, I am back. Had to do something to kind of cool me off a little bit. I was wearing something that I just don't really need to wear indoors, and yeah, I'm a lot cooler now. All right, cool. So, yeah, we definitely need to get more lights in here. Speaking of lights, because yeah, it's a little bit dark in here right now. We're gonna drop a few lights here. We're not gonna drop any right here because we're gonna be putting some things there, which might be our red circuits. So let's see, he's dropping a couple more lights so we can kind of see what's going on here. Okay, cool. We do not have our night vision yet. We are working towards night vision. We have to get our chemical tech cards first. We need the chemical tech cards in order to work on batteries. And batteries are one of the things that you need in order to have the night vision. Sorry, I kind of blanked out there for a second. Okay, well, we can actually research this, so we'll let that go through right now. And yeah, while that's going through, oh, radar is something we do want to unlock as well, but let's hold off before we go unlocking a bunch of things just yet. So we already have a bunch of things queued up. We are not producing any these tech cards right now, and I'm not quite sure why. Like, we kind of left off somewhere weird, and I don't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure what we need is we need iron, and we need we also need copper to come through here. So let's see. This is one of the few blueprints I have that is not very well marked. Oh wait, actually it is. It's well marked, but however they kind of forgot like how this connects. And if I remember correctly, it's basically they want to have one half of it being the copper and the other half being the iron. The reason for that is it's going to kind of come down through here. These are going to use the long inserters to grab to pull some copper in to build some cable, and it's going to drop those on here. And then from here, it's going to filter out and make sure that only the copper plates are going to pass through here. So the copper plates will pass through. Now this is where it has to be on one half of the belt, because if you try to put copper on both sides of the belt, it's going to end up getting stuck. Actually, you know, I'm not entirely sure how that works. That's a very good question. I think it would only end up, yeah, it would end up getting stuck. But anyway, so it comes through here, and then both the iron and the copper will come through. They will get split across these different tiers, and each of those tiers, you'll see that it requires an iron plate, and it requires copper cable. But the copper itself is kind of held back. So let's go ahead and let's connect our copper first. And what I want to do is I want to have a split like this, because I don't like the way that they currently have this. I mean, I guess I could just kind of move this over a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Not a big fan of the way they have that. Okay, cool. That's a little bit better. Sounds like there was an accident outside. Hope everybody's okay. Okay, there we go. So basically, because oh my god, I can't talk tonight. Because these assembly machines right here, remember, whenever an inserter drops an item onto the belt, the default is to have it the farthest away. And you can override that in Krastorio too, which is one of the reasons I really like this mod. But what this is going to allow us to do, or you know, what we have to pay attention to, is we have to make sure that the things that are going on this belt make sense. So the copper cable will be dropped onto this far part, which means that this one right here should have nothing being brought in on it. Oh, I think I see what happens. Okay, yeah. So only this one should have iron right here, because it's going to flow down here. It's going to only go into the left side of this belt. It's going to come down. It can be pulled into, it won't be pulled into here. It'll just pass right through, but only on half of the belt. Now, we don't want to put copper here, because then it's going to have no place to kind of drop things off. So what we are going to do is we're going to drop this down like this, and this will be for our copper. So only the... Wait, I'm trying to figure out how this is all set. Wow, this thing is really weird. I don't like how they did this. I used this one in another of my games, and I don't remember how the heck I did it. So let's walk through this. So this inserter right here needs to pull some copper off. It can pull it at any point, and it's going to drop it onto here. It's going to drop the... I think I see what it's going to do. Okay, so yes, we're going to put copper on one side, and we're going to put iron on the other side. Very, very simple. I don't remember which side was which, so we're going to hit Control-Z, kind of go back to that beginning of that and figure out how they had it. And they had, this side right here was for iron. So we will go ahead and still do that. So left side is going to be iron. Let's see if I remember that. Probably not. Yeah, I didn't like how I set that up. Okay, there we go. Iron is going to be right here, so we're going to run that out. We don't want steel, so we're going to skip over that. Oh, wait, that's the wrong spot. It's got to go one over. And one more up here. There we go. Cool. So the iron's going to come down. It's only going to be on one side. These inserters right here are going to completely ignore it. I just want to kind of make sure things are working before we go move on to the next section. I guess we could put down a little bit of red just to kind of speed this process up just a little bit. So you can see things kind of got stuck, and you can tell why, because you can see the way that the items are kind of like separating, going away from each other. And the way you can troubleshoot underground belts is by highlighting over the item, and you'll see that the arrows are pointing down, indicating that is the flow. When I go to this one right here, it's not showing anything, meaning it's not properly connected. So the easiest thing to do is just to take out the two that you need. Sometimes you could rotate them, sometimes it doesn't work, but the easiest thing to do is just take those out, oh, I see why. The reason why I was doing that is because it's too far. With this particular belt, it has a limit to how far it can go. And that is because I didn't take into account that I have another belt that can kind of go through here. So we're going to go ahead and drop that like that. Cool. These are now kind of coming through. I have a few red in place to kind of speed that up just a little bit. We'll upgrade all those later. Now you can see this is coming through. Only on one side of the belt, so the filter is just allowing it to pass through. Cool. Now let's go over here, and we might as well grab some of this red that we have. We don't have much underground for red, so we're going to kind of stay away from that for right now. And this particular area will need some cleanup later. Let's kind of come up here. One more. There we go. Drop a splitter. You can see those starting to come down. I think I messed up my... When I had my little spill, what was it? Not last week. It was the... I'm adjusting my lights just a tiny bit. Let me make sure that's still... reasonable. Oh, that does make it a little bit hard to see me, but okay, that's okay. I did lower the one at least a little bit. Anyway, I told my iPad to leave me alone, and it's still beeping me. I did upgrade to one of the newer iPads, and one of the annoying things is that it has the Face ID, which in some ways is kind of nice for unlocking, but in other ways it's kind of annoying because, you know, I want to be able to just put my finger over and tap and then just go to the home screen from there, but whatever. Okay, so I'm just setting Do Not Disturb on it so it stops bothering me for now. Until tomorrow morning. Sure, why not? Whatever. All right, cool. So now we have these kind of coming down. You can see it's only going on a half. So the copper is only going to go to this point, and then it's going to stop. This belt right here is only to allow the copper wire to get put on the far side of that belt. The filter is going to prevent the copper plate from coming through, but it will allow the copper wire to come through. Very slick design. I like that. And then now when it comes down to these tiers here, you can see that it's just basically just creating the blank tech cards, putting the blank tech cards up with some gears up here, and then everything else kind of just goes through. Yes, I am building blank tech cards somewhere else. there are advantages and disadvantages to having, like, you know, a lot of your items like blank tech cards being built in another location. I think at the earlier stages of the game, it's a little bit dangerous to go too overboard with that because you can create some easy bottlenecks that messes everything up. This particular blueprint had it built local, so on a lot of occasions, building it local does make sense. Now, of course, if I were to create this as a train station, yeah, I would just build it local. There's no reason to ship them in. But I do have other blueprints that do use tech cards as an item to request from the train network, so I would definitely use that. Okay, I always forget why when I hit that space thing, I forget what it does. Okay, so let's let that go through. It's going to start producing some more of those. I think that it's definitely worth it to create a couple assembly machines because some of these are just a little bit too slow. And our productivity is still kind of going through. While this is, while we're producing those assembly machines level 2, we're going to take a quick hop over to here and grab some of these canisters for the nanobots. We're going to grab 2 of them so we have them on us because they're annoying as crap to create. Oh yeah, since we're now creating lights, we should also grab a stack of lights just to make sure that we have them. Seems like a Jerky Boys line there. That's an old school reference for those who don't get it. Ignore that. Okay, so we should probably grab some gears too while we're here and make sure we have some sticks. We have plenty of iron sticks. Great. Grab a couple of wheels. Do we have some inserter parts? We do have a good amount of inserter parts. AI core, we got some. Cool. So let's head over there. Oh my god, I gotta hit the down arrow key several times. I just gotta take this apart, clean it again. I just cleaned the cat hair out of it a few months ago. Okay, I lied. It was like 2 months ago. So it looks like I have to just kind of strip the keyboard down and do the whole process over again. Hopefully I didn't permanently break anything, but we'll find out. Anyway, so you can see it's going to start producing these a little tiny bit faster, but it's being held up right now because the I'm not using blue inserters here. So if I create a couple of blue inserters, this will definitely speed bringing the copper off that line. So I guess I technically don't need to upgrade this to assembler level 2. But for right now, we'll upgrade one of them. There's a little bit higher power consumption, so you can see it's maximum of 129 kilowatts versus 77.5. So at this early stage of the game, we're not going to overbuild when we don't need it. And you can see that we only have the first, 2-ish tiers, so there's no reason to go a little bit crazier with it. The blank tech cards seem to be going a little bit slow, so let's produce a couple of those. We're not going to go too crazy on it, but we just want to get our research kind of going a little tiny bit faster. Because blank tech cards are a little bit slow to create. Oh wait, we're running into the same problem again, where the issue is actually our blue, we're not using the blue faster inserters. So we're producing them quick, we're just not able to get them onto the, into the conveyor belt quick enough. But you can see we are having some issues with also the materials getting onto the belt, so we'll go ahead and upgrade those. Now keep in mind, the fast inserters are 46.7 kilowatts an hour. The yellow inserters are 13.6 kilowatts an hour. That's a pretty big difference. So you should be careful about using faster machines when you don't need it. Like for example here, we're producing gears at a really great rate. I am not going to put those as faster inserters right now because the only thing that's going to do is it's going to slow down or it's going to use a lot more power. And there's no reason for us to use all that power right now. So let's see, going down to this next one. Yeah, I guess we're not going to create the inserters here just yet because we're not even properly using this yet. But I guess we can let that go through and start creating some of these. Let's see here. Okay, it looks like it is creating some of those, so we do need a lot more of the assembly machines. I'm trying to get myself to drink a lot more water, so I've made this new thing with myself. I need to drink this entire thing before I'm done with this this episode, and that's a lot of water. But you know what? I drink these. I try to drink at least one of these a day. I do have my good days, my bad days. My really good days is I'll drink 2 of these a day. I drink a lot of water. What can I say? Okay. So the inserters that were created, cool. Dropped a couple there. That's good. We're going to leave this for now. Let's make sure that's actually connected. Good. I can see a couple coming down there. Cool. So that should speed up a little bit of our research. Let's go take a look and see how far back those go. Good. All of our research labs are completely filled. That's great news. And we're going to leave it as is. I could probably extend this out further, but these do require 200 kilowatts an hour each. So once we get through some of these green tech cards, until we're set up with red circuits and chemical tech cards and a lot of that stuff, it's going to be a lot slower to. We're going to have a long idle period of no research being done. There's no reason to waste, building that electricity or have all this extra stuff for that electricity now. So before I go build that, I want to see what it takes to create the red tech cards. Those are red circuits. I know they're called advanced tech cards. Whatever. Everybody in the community, green, red, blue, circuits. Whatever. So we need copper cable, we need electronic components, and then we need the green circuits. Green circuits are being produced over here, which is good. Copper we can grab anywhere from there. But the question is, does it build the electronic circuits on site? And looking at the blueprint, it does not. So the first thing we have to do before we can do all that is we have to create electronic components. I've used this particular blueprint several times. I really, really like it. But before I go create that, I want to make sure that what I'm going to be creating, I have everything kind of up top with. So we need glass, silicon, and plastic bars. Wait, am I making plastic bars yet? Okay, so we have glass, and that's it. We don't have silicon, or we don't have plastic being generated currently. Damn down key keeps getting like, I push the button and it does nothing. Would not be the first time I've messed up my keyboard. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I probably break one or two keyboards a year. It just happens. I'm really bad at keeping fluids on my desk. I know I probably shouldn't. There's probably a dozen different ways that would be better than doing this, but I don't know. I do it. Sometimes I can repair the keyboards, like, honestly, okay, maybe it's once a year. But, and for every 2 failures, I managed to clean it and then I have to replace it. Oh my god, this is not, how do I? It's weird, because, like, if I hit it this way, it's fine. Actually, come to think of it, I'm not even sure if this is an issue with, I don't know. I don't know if this is actually an issue with the spillage, or this was actually happening before. Anyway, all right, ignore that. Whatever. So silicon, that'll be a little bit easier. In order to make silicon, we need sand and water to make quartz. With the quartz, then we make the silicon. Since we're already producing sand down here, with our glass down here, we're going to go ahead and start creating one of these for quartz. Those are made in filtration plants, which we need some engine units for that. And engine units, if I remember correctly, cannot be created created by hand. They have to be created inside of an assembly machine, and that is correct. So we're going to create a one-off machine just to kind of feed it some parts and have it generate a couple of motors for us. This is just a quick way to, just produce some really, really fast for what we need. So let's see, it's dropped 200 in there, or, whatever in there. Fill that up, fill them both up, good. Okay, this is empty. Okay, so we need some iron gears, and we need iron pipes. Or pipes, I should say. So let's go back up to our mall. We don't have logistics yet. Can't wait till we get it. That'll be really nice when we do. But we're going to grab, let's grab 4 stacks of gears, why not? And then we're going to grab some pipe. So let's grab, we'll grab 3 of pipe. Batteries finished researching. Energy accumulators. We're not really building much solar power. That's the word I was looking for. We're not building a lot of solar power right now, so not exactly the most useful. But we will need to start looking into some things that we will need for being able to process the plastic. So gas stations we don't need just yet. Fuel supplies we probably will need soon. But we do, advanced oil processing would be nice to be able to start off with, so we don't have like a really, I mean, we're always going to have like a temporary kind of setup. It would be nicer to have, something. Oh wait, that one we can't do yet. Sorry, we need chemical tech cards for that. Oh my god, I can't talk today. Jesus. All right, wake up, girl, wake up. All right, enough complaining for now. Okay, so let's get some radar going here. It'll be nice to kind of see a little bit more of what's going on in the world around us. While radar's going, we're going to kind of head back down to where we're going to get our engines created. Fill those up, and then we will look at our next research thing. And then these require pipes. Cool. We're going to put 2 quick things on there just to drop them in this box. This way when we walk away, we can still have those engines being created. We don't have modules yet, so there's no reason to, we can't put anything in there yet. Can we make modules? No, we can't. Modules are things that you fill in. I really need to put my pop filter on here. I got to take care of that. I'll have to do it for next episode. Anyway. There's 3 different modules in the game. One that makes things run faster. One thing's that, will make your power requirements higher. There's something that uses less material, but it makes things run slower. And then you also have something that does power savings. This is situation use with all of them. You also get this thing called a beacon eventually, which will allow you to have something like this completely filled up with the red, beige, I forget the exact color. They're not beige. They're like I don't remember what color they are. Anyway, but basically there's a module that you can put in here. I need to turn that blinking off because it drives me crazy. Oh yeah, we should do the advanced radar, I guess, while we're at it. Oh, actually, wait, here's the tech cards. Or the modules, I should say. Oh, it doesn't show us, let's see here. Yeah, so here's the efficiency module. It decreases energy consumption, and then the minimum energy consumption is 20%. That's all that does. But you can create a beacon, and then let's say, for example, you had that around something that uses a hell of a lot of energy, but you don't care how slow it runs, then you can use it to really reduce the energy. Or you can put inside your assembler productivity module, so you use 30%. Is it 30%? It doesn't specify the exact amount, but use less products to generate the next set of products. Of course, at the cost of speed. But then you use speed modules and beacons around it. But the interesting thing is that you cannot put productivity modules inside of beacons. Only speed and only efficiency modules can go into a beacon. We're a little ways away from beacons, so we'll come back to those later. So let's let our radar go. We'll research our accumulators. Those will be nice at some point. I mean, we might not even really use them, to be honest with you. We should research modules. So for some of the things that we're building, it would be nice to be able to not waste as many materials. Actually, come to think of it, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to switch this order around a little bit. So we're going to build the modules next. And then circuit network we will actually need. Nah, we don't need the circuit network just yet, so we can hold off on that. But we will look at the advanced radar because that'll be next after that. And your research does pick up where it left off. It's really hard to see, but you can see a tiny little sliver of green. It's basically saying that we've done a little bit of research in it. And then from there, we will research our accumulators. Now, it looks like we can also do like weapon shooting speed, and we'll come back to others. There's a bunch of others we can still do. All right, so now that we have some engines, we can create Oh crap, what was it we were working on? Yeah, we were working on the filtration plants. Hey, I remembered something. Cool, so we have our first level of radar done. They give a lot more range than these little sentries here. So let's go ahead and drop one of those over here, and let's take a look at the map. And while you're over here, you're not going to see an increase. But you can see like this big square. That's because of the radar. If I were to put one over here, it'd open up a lot more of the map up here, which we will do that. The biters are attracted to radar because they consider it to be like a pollution source. So you can actually trick the biters into like going into like a kill zone by setting up a bunch of turrets in front of a in front of a radar. So they get attracted to the radar, start running towards it, and they don't get very far. Or maybe they do, just depending on how tough they are. All right, drop some lights here because it's super damn dark. I forgot to grab the mod to just take care of this for us because while it's fun, it does hurt my eyes, as I said before. And I've been straining my eyes a lot recently, especially with these lights up ahead and then as dark as the game is, you know. I guess I could just look for a mod right now, and that might not be a bad idea. Let's make a little bit of progress. Let's give it a few minutes, and then I will take a look for mods, and we'll see if we can install one real quick. Okay. So we need to build our... so let's go ahead and disassemble some of this crap. Oops. That was not what I wanted. But we're going to go ahead and do our deconstruction planner. Let our bots go through, knock down some of the things. It would be nice to be able to put the next set of things with filtration plants below it, but because it's a very different kind of layout, so that's not quite going to work. So we're going to let those build. We're going to head back up, grab some more engines because we're going to need them. Cool. 20 more engines. And let's see here. Oh wait, what are we missing? Oh, steel beams. So we're not building steel beams themselves yet, but we are building steel. So let's go grab some of that. And we don't currently have steel being put in a box, but that's something that we should do at some point in the near future. We got iron beams being created. Ah, here's our... Oh wait, no, that's iron beams. Sorry. Where's our steel? I know we're creating steel somewhere. Oh, here it is. Duh. Forgot it's a little bit further down the chain. Yeah, we're just going to grab a bunch because it's kind of a pain in the ass dealing with this. Oh, you know what I should do is while this is going, I should put a... Let's see here. Let's clear out 3 spots. We're going to put a loader. We're going to put an iron chest and then another loader. This way, when it fills up and it stops moving, we at least have something to buffer. And it will continue to generate these in the back end, or in the background while it's back end. I've been working too long today. I work in DevOps, so, back end, front end, it's just kind of a thing of work. Not quite a Factorio thing. Anyway, okay, I guess I can get rid of this inserter. I don't need that anymore. Same with you. Cool. Heading back down here. Cool, now we can build, I think 4 filtration plants will do good for us at first. Filtration plants will be used to create quartz. And then we're going to need to, let's see here, I got to remember exactly how these go. Okay, so I think we just drop that there. We're going to need to have water coming in. So let's go ahead and, let me change that save period. It's a little bit too damn fast, I think. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Wow, it's at 5 minutes? Jesus, it's crazy. Set it like 20 minutes. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, cool. All right, now that that's not going to be interrupting me as much, we're going to run some pipe over here so we can connect that to an offshore water pump. And you might have noticed that I had first inserted a straight pipe and then an underground pipe. And the reason I did that is that it allows me to expand going south without creating like a weird kind of setup. Well, We might still do that anyway, but we'll get back to that. Okay, so we need to create an offshore pump. Kind of thinking in my head a little bit more like what we're going to be doing for next step, and I, keep changing my mind. That's the thing. You'll build one thing and then be like, oh wait, crap. You know what? I'm going to completely change this and do something else. Oh wait, no. I'm going to try it one more time this way. Nope. Destroy the whole thing. Rebuild it. I want it like this. Screw it. It's good for now. We'll come back to it. Like, that's basically Factorio for you. And it's kind of a whack-a-mole. As soon as you finish one thing, you kind of run over and start working on something else, and then you get lost. And as you increase one thing, then you got to increase a bunch of other things, and it just gets out of control really quickly. All right, cool. So quartz. So we got our water kind of coming in. Not really. Oh, it needs power before it's going to... Okay, that's right. So we're going to drop this. I'm trying to think a little bit about how the sand is going to get into these. Now, we can set these up so we can have kind of a 2x2 setup. We can set them up just all, in a row like this. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I'm going to go with kind of this traditional, both sides of it kind of thing. So we'll drop that there. And then, like I said before, we're going to have this, that. Oh, oops. Not that. And when we rotate these to the right spot, you'll notice that by adding that extra spot, it did allow us to have this here. Another way to do it would be just to have an underground pipe that kind of comes in and connects it along here. Matter of preference. Everybody has a different way that they do it. There is no wrong answer. There's only Zool. Anyway. All right, so let's connect these up. Get rid of that old electrical pole and just put in a new one. Cool. It's got a tiny bit more range to it. And these should now be filled with water. Excellent. We're going to create, we're going to put a loader into each of these. There's a reason I'm using a loader. With Krastorio 2, I tend to use loaders a lot because it doesn't matter which side the belt is on. It accepts from both sides of the belt, and it can load in items super hella quick. So it allows us to do things like put this here, put that there, there, and then we can do a design something like that, and then just continue down. Now, there are disadvantages to this design, meaning that if you barely have enough to keep up with this one's going to be really slow. So you got to be careful about how you actually have these splitters. If you want, you can add an additional level to the splitters to make sure that they're kind of going through. You can also do something where you can kind of set the priority of this to kind of go onto the left side. So the priority will be to go down this this rung until it's filled, and then it kind of goes in reverse order. We'll do it that way for now. Oh wait, it's gonna be left because it's upside down. Cool. And then you will see once I get this on here how much faster, or how fast it will kind of go through. Now, obviously, we're using the yellow belt, so they're not exactly the fastest, but you can see that it does accept them pretty quick. See, we got a priority on there. It's going to wait till it's filled up, and then it's going to start going through and putting stuff in here. And then once this one is filled, it's going up, going up, going up. Each time it produces one, it has to pause a little bit. And let's select our next research since we should have it going. I don't know if we're ready for railways yet. Getting grenades would be nice though. Good for dealing with biters until you get rockets. Basically, once you get rockets, there's no reason to use anything else against biters. The guns are they're just really weak against them, to be honest with you. Unless you have a mod that does infinite damage from your weapons, where you can keep researching higher and higher. Okay, so let's do military too, because it's super cheap. We can unlock our military tech cards, which is nice because we want that creep collector. And let's see here. The Defender capsules, I'll be honest with you, I've never really used them. But yeah, I mean, we don't have the stuff to unlock them yet anyway, but at some point, I do want to play around with them to see if I can, like, find a good use for them. I don't know. I've tried them so many times and they just haven't really been all that good. Okay, so let's see what else we should research. Okay, we got military 2 going. Oh yeah, we got our modular turrets, which I've had this mod enabled for a long time, but I keep not getting around to actually like using them. So we're gonna have to start doing that in this game. So let's get our modular armor going. It's a little bit stronger armor than the one that we're using. Plus, I think this is the one. Yeah, this one has an equipment space for 4x4 spaces, which we're gonna need in order to get our night vision. And then we're gonna also need a personal battery, where we can have a small portable generator, which we will need fuel for. So let's just go ahead and research our fuel too, because we know we're going to need that. We can come back to cars, or you know what, we're here. Let's research cars too after that. Not getting too sidetracked, kind of coming back to our, let's see here, I'm looking for the night vision. Oh yeah, it was the portable solar panel. And once we have that, you know, the energy shields will be really nice. But the night vision will be the next thing we're going to get. So we're just going to kind of exit out of this. It only takes 20 to get to military 2. So it'll just take us a second. Where's PJ tonight? He hasn't come join me in my stream in a few weeks. I'm going to have to really yell at him. He was my most loyal user, and then suddenly, you know, I don't know. I'm just checking my text to see if he's actually messaged me and saying, hey, I'm not going to be there tonight because of reasons. Yeah. All right. So let's see. These are now being produced. You can see as it's like, you know, I mean, it's not the most efficient. There are better designs, but this one's really nice when you have a lot of materials you're going in and out of really, really fast. We will be using a loader for the exit, and the reason for that is that you can have the loader just kind of dropping on one side, and they're really fast to unload, especially when you have 113 sitting in here. You want these to unload really, really fast. So let's go ahead and we'll put another set of filtration plants here. Oops, put that in the wrong spot. I don't think we're really going to need this second set. I think it might be a little overboard for us right now. So, yeah, we'll leave it in place for the time being. But we really don't need to use these yet. I don't think we're going to need that much. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the same thing over here with our pipes. Cool. And now we got to figure out a way to get from here to there with our pipes. And honestly, probably the easiest thing to do is just do this. Well, I guess we don't really have to go that way. And then, well, let's see how far we can go with this. Oh, we can go all the way. Cool. Excellent. I was a little bit unsure at first because I wasn't sure how far I was going to be able to get this, and I was thinking, well, I could, you know, just kind of go to the halfway mark or something like that. Now I'm running into a little bit of an issue where, you know, it's kind of, where do I connect it from here? There's a few options. Either I can move this over one and then have it connect in. I can move this up by one, which it is already lower than this one, so we're going to take that option. Is that lower? Yes, it is. Okay. Priority left because we're upside down like from before. Cool. And then now we can have it underground. Underground, we got water going in there. Perfect. And for electricity, I don't think that... no, it's definitely not going to reach. Crap, that's not going to reach either, but at least that reaches. I'm not thrilled with it, but it works. Oh, it looks like we are going to have a little bit of an issue here because I did forget that we need to have some underground. Don't have a lot of spot there, but we have the same spot. Perfect. And then this should be... oops, let's go back to that one. This should be... let's see, one, and then... okay, here. Trying to make sure that it's symmetrical with the ones on the right. Just kind of nitpicking. And this one's kind of coming through to here. Perfect. Connect that in, great. And then we're going to do the same thing, kind of connect this up to here. But this time we're going to use the crusher on the left. Now, even though these are split between the two, we still have two of them kind of putting out. There's plenty of resources here. This is totally fine to do this. Oh, let's set our priority to right. And you can kind of see how that works. Cool. And then now you can start seeing these kind of come through. There's going to be plenty of them. But next thing we got to do is we got to build silicon. I don't want to just immediately just take this and just run it right into silicon. I want to give a little bit of a buffer. It allows me to create some more machines, create some different, kind of inputs. I could create another set over here if I really needed to, but not going to. Okay, so let's see. What do we need next? We need... Before I forget, I should build a creep collector. A little waste on inventory space, but when you need them, you need them. Simple as that. Plus, we're going to be chewing through that nanobot cartridge pretty quickly. Let's drop some radar down here. Start, get a little bit better of lay of the land of what's going on. We can make sure that if we're in a different spot, like over here, we can kind of zoom back to what's going on over here. Okay, so in order to make the silicon, we need to use... Just a pet peeve. I mean, when that thing is popping up there saying there's a new recipe, I just got to clear it out. Like, I know that it's not that big of a deal. It drives me crazy. I just have to go over these and, but I do like them to be there to kind of remind me a little bit, though, yeah, I just created this new thing. But they also drive me crazy. It's kind of a, yeah, can't win on that one. Okay, in order to produce silicon, we need to use it in a furnace. And we don't have electric furnaces just yet, so we still have to use some coal. And we're going to need to use 18 of these to build 9 silicon. So we don't have to build it out nearly as much as we did that thing. Let's put a couple lights down because it's a little bit hard to see. Perfect. There we go. And there we go. Ah, so much better. Excellent. Cool. All right, so we're going to copy this, but we're not going to create every part of it. We're only going to create, let's do 2 of those. We'll do 3. Screw it. 4 on each side. But that's it. Like, this is actually way more than we need. And, it might actually be too much. Oops, I just ran over some uranium. Earlier in the game, uranium can definitely hurt a little bit. So let's see, let's drop that there. It doesn't really matter which side you put it on, it's totally fine. Okay, let's research our night vision and research our energy shields. Now, we can't build any of those things yet. We need a lot more crap to get there. But we're just doing some research to kind of get things ready for it. Make sure we're always researching. ABR, always be researching. All right, so just in the event that we have biters come through, we should get our damage up a little bit on our weapons. Oh, we do need to get some gas power going. That'll be important. And let's see here. Nothing else that we can research at this point. Yeah, I guess we just research that one because that'll be our last one that we can research for a little while. Okay, well, it is what it is. Great. Those are going through and creating. Let's prepare. Oh, wait, we need a lot more of those electric poles. Oh, good thing is we can start making some of the big electric poles now. We should add this to our mall. I think creating too many, that's going to be way too many to create by hand. I don't feel like creating that many. Oh my god, this is using steel beams. Holy crap, it's going to take forever. Alright, bots, go ahead, do your magic, make your things, and, yeah. While that's doing that, I'm just going to start running this out and kind of preparing it for the next phases. Got to figure out how we're going to get it up there, so I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of bring it over this way, and bring it up straight through here near the lake. We can go underneath some of these spots if we need to, and then we'll build it right into here. So leaving a little bit of room. We don't have to go too crazy with it because we could move it later if we needed to, because there's really nothing else close by, so it's no big deal. One thing that I did notice is that I did forget to create a deconstruct planner for trees and stuff. So the way you do that is you take your deconstruct planner, click on it, gives you this little icon here, place it in your hotbar if you choose to. Then from there you right click on it, and then you can say rocks and trees only. What that will do is it will deconstruct only the rocks and trees. You can add other items in there and say like belts, or you can say like just this one concrete or electric poles or whatever, and it will destroy those things as well. Or wait, I think if you have trees and rocks only, I don't think it'll do the other things. But either way, you can be selective about doing it. If you're like, oh crap, there's this one style thing that I dropped, I really don't like it, I want to remove all those, you know, you can redo it. It's much easier that way without deconstructing everything else around it. And now you can see I can just kind of go through, select that, and it will not break my belts. The belts will continue to operate as usual. Let's make sure this actually went through. Good. Perfect. Oh, that one didn't connect. Okay, let's see how much further along we have to go. We're almost there. Okay, let's go over a little bit more. That might actually be good. Okay, what I will do is I'm going to run up here to make sure that I'm not building this in a really stupid spot, because it's easier to kind of align it up here and bring it down than it is to go the other way around. Yeah, I see I would have overshot it quite a bit, but I think just kind of bring it right through here will be sufficient. And you can see while I lay these out that it will hit a point and it can't go any further, but we use an underground. Of course, got to build some more undergrounds. Shocking. Perfect, and then now you can see it kind of goes through. And because we don't want to destroy our default ship, we have to go underground again. And then now we can take this all the way down. Cool. You know, I didn't do my sound check tonight. Hold on one second. Let me make sure that my sound is working, because, yeah, that would really suck if it wasn't. Okay, it is working good. I just had to do a quick, like, I kind of forgot to take a look at that. I usually do that when I'm starting my stream. Oopsies! Alright, so now that we have that connected, we should have built our electric poles, which is great. These go a much longer distance. So you see it doesn't need use nearly as much. And we need to bring some coal down there. Oops. Uranium. Found you again. Okay, we'll do this. I know I have to go underground, but I like it better when it's like symmetrical like that. It just, you know. There we go. Let's bring that down. Hi, uranium. We know you're there. And then we're going to connect it into the side that'll bring it onto the back side of the belt. You know, on some of these I put the coal on the back. Some of it I put on the front. This time I put it on the back. The coal on the back, and then I put the quartz in the front. It is what it is. Oh, there is one other issue that we want to change this over to silicon. Perfect. And we do need to copy this because we're going to paste that recipe everywhere. To switch the recipe. Perfect. Now it should start building silicon. So he's bringing in some quartz. I could put some blue inserters on here, which would definitely speed things up quite a bit. Yeah, I guess we should put those on there, or else this is going to be slow as crap. Perfect. Oops, I didn't make enough. There we go. Cool. So that's building a bunch. They're going to go through along to their merry way. Excellent. So let's see. Why are you not running? It's because you are out of sand. And I know I reconnected you, but there was definitely an issue of reconnecting you. Sometimes it happens with this. There it goes. The loaders aren't perfect. Sometimes you have to pick them up, redrop them, and it will fix them getting hung. Cool, they're good now. Some of those machines had 200 extra, so they're doing fine. And you can see having those canisters being built automated definitely does make things a little bit easier. And I think my next playthrough I won't be so lazy and I'll just have those being built right off the bat. It would have saved me a lot of time. Whatever. All right, so back to our let's see here. For our night vision, we do need plastic, okay. And then we're gonna need for the batteries, I think we need sulfur. Yep, we'll need sulfuric acid, which means we need to create Ooh, excuse me. We need to create some sulfur, and then with the sulfur you can create sulfuric acid, and then we can create batteries. But that's a lot of steps. We're not quite there just yet. Actually, let's take a look up here. We can at least get some of our, we can at least start pumping a little bit of oil and putting them into some big storage containers. In vanilla, oil is infinite. In Krastorio 2, crude oil is finite. So there's pros and cons to that. I think one of the pros is that it keeps the game a little more reasonable, and let's face it, you're not going to find unlimited crude oil. It just doesn't exist. It never will, because that's impossible. There's, so it makes it a little bit more in line with ore and all that stuff. But it does make it a little bit of a pain in the ass, because you have to constantly keep seeking out new ore, new crude oil. Now, of course, when we get to a certain state, we will leave it in place so you can't, you can't run out of these resources. That's just because when you start getting to the mega base kind of stage, that's where it gets a little more complicated. And you really kind of need to, wow, I'm really tired tonight. Really kind of need it to, oh my god, I'm losing my train of thought so much tonight. Wow, I don't remember. Whatever. Anyway, mega base, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's put a storage tank here. We'll actually put 2 of them. I'm not going to go through and connect these just yet. We'll connect those later. I'm just going to grab some of the oil out of here now so we have it, so we can just build some stuff up pretty quickly later on when we're ready. Adjust my microphone a little bit. There we go. My back was hurting from sitting the way I was. All right, cool. So you can see we're building some, got some crude oil kind of filling up these containers now. Excellent. And in order to make the batteries, let's see here. If I remember correctly, in order to make sulfur, we have to make petroleum. So we're going to need an oil refinery. Definitely going to need a couple of chemical plants. So just go ahead and create those. We really should start creating some steel beams, because that's kind of a pain in the ass creating these by hand all the time. We'll do that later. I'm not going to get too sidetracked doing that right now. Let's make sure we have some elbows for our underground pipes. Perfect. And of course, this is going to be kind of a temporary setup, like everything. And we don't want to create it too far away from everything, because we don't want to have to deal with biters too early on. And we also don't want them kind of destroying things, so we will build just one of these right now, and we'll expand on it later as we need to. Because at this point, we're just trying to make the night vision stuff. Well, I mean, we're going to do it the really, really slow and hacky way, just to kind of get it there in place. Just because I want to have the night vision, because it's kind of driving me crazy not having it. Well, let's see if our modular armor, see what we need for that. Of course, we need red circuits for that. I should have picked up some of the silicon. Let's go grab some of the silicon so we can produce some modular armor, because we're going to need that in order to have our grid for the other things. Our portable solar panels will also require it. What a shock. Oh wow, that's going really slow. Jeez. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some of this. Wow, that wasn't so good. I didn't grab it at all. There we go. Sure, I might as well grab some on the way up here. Perfect. All right, now that we have those, did not need nearly that much. But let's see, in order to make the red circuits, oh, what else do I need? Oh, I need plastic, that's right. Need a lot more plastic, and that's why we will actually have to boost up our oil a little bit, because we do need to create a lot of plastic. Okay, so I was going to try to do it the cheap way, and just kind of a single, kind of approach, but it looks like we're going to have to do a little bit more than I originally anticipated. So let's go to, let's see, where do we want to put this? I guess we can start putting some refineries here, and then we can, tear those down and expand it up later when we need to. So let's put a oil refinery here. Then you are going to do the basic oil processing. Cool. Sorry, zoned out there for a little second. Like I said, I don't know what it is. These lights just make me so damn tired. Like, I mean, obviously I don't leave these particular lights on during the day. But, yeah, in short, there's been some weird stuff going on with my eyes. I know that I've needed glasses for a long time, and unfortunately, I think I might have to just stop being so lazy with it and start doing it. So that's why I have an eye appointment tomorrow. Let's go talk to him and see how bad it really is, and see if maybe there's something else going on with my eyes, because like I said, my eyes just get really tired really fast these days, especially with light. Probably gonna, if I do need to get glasses, I will definitely get those blue tinted ones I've been hearing about. Or not, they're not tinted, they're the blue filter ones. Which would be good for me since I do work on the computer a lot. And by a lot, I mean pretty much all day, every day. Okay, so part of our first level of refining, we're just going to be taking crude oil, and then we're going to convert it into petroleum. Very, very simple recipe. Not the most efficient, but it does work. And this is kind of an early stage kind of thing that you do. And you can see we're now producing some petroleum. Now, of course, we want to put this in another tank, which operates as a buffer, and it allows us to just produce a bunch and just kind of put it on hold if we're not producing, the downstream things. Let's deconstruct some of these trees. Be nice when we get logistics so we can have some of those items automatically taken off our body, corpse, whatever. I was going to say corpse, and I'm like, no, body. No corpse. No body. No corpse. Yeah, we should probably build 2 more refineries, to be honest with you, because it's going to take a little while for those to kind of make enough petroleum to really do anything. Okay, so in order to make plastic, we're going to need coal and petroleum gas. So let's see what other coal we have on this map. We don't have much up here. We do have 7.2 million here. Biters will become an issue at some point. We also have, at about the same distance, we have another 13 million here. Looking over this side, we have biters that are starting to get a little close to us. And we don't really have much else out there. So it's either we go for the 7.2 or we go for the 13. I think we're going to go for the 7.2 because we're going to build out that way a little bit more. And, we'll probably put some defense and stuff here. And then we'll run like a little track coming back this way of, these items right here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, let's see if our refineries are done. Okay, the others are built. Good. Yep, I made a mistake. I should have put that there. Well, I need somewhere to put the power. So let's do this. Let's move this power down here. No, I can actually get all three of those connected. We're going to do it this way. It's okay to mess around with your placement. You put something down and you're like, there's like, if I would just move this over one, I can do this other thing. Just do it. Because you're going to look back at it and be like, oh, why was he so lazy? Why didn't I just put it there to begin with? Like that thing that I just did there. It's like, it just becomes one of those, like, yeah, just do it, But you can see that we're producing petroleum. Well, we're supposed to be producing petroleum a little bit quicker, but the reason why we're not is because this is not connected. And perfect. We still have enough to kind of go through there. Excellent. So you can see we're producing petroleum, and that should start filling up a little bit faster. Oh, it's part of one of the reasons why I'm so warm. I had my heating pad on my back. Oh my god, no wonder I'm like boiling here. I'm like dying. Okay. I'm like sweating here. I didn't even know it was on. Oh well, whatever. Alright, so 1.5k, we're chugging along there. We need to, let's see, can we just use some of this coal we have here now without expanding out? We can. And I think we're going to because I don't feel like expanding that out just this episode. I think that will be something we'll be doing next episode. We definitely want to try to get some of this stuff online. Okay, so running this up. Oh wow, we got to go up a lot further. Bring it over to the left. And back up. Now, from here, we can start taking some of our chemical plants, and the chemical plants are what's going to produce the actual plastic. And there you go. So we will need to figure out our piping. So we'll do that. And there's an issue with how we get the coal in there and how we get rid of the items. Or, take the items and put it on the other side. So I think we're going to do this a little bit different this time. So we'll do this. Still leaving that gap there. Put one here. And then, let's go ahead and select this. And select that. And then from here, we can just basically do that. It doesn't really matter. Those can all just be connected. And honestly, like to create these underground, it takes a lot of material. So it's actually just faster to do it this way. And let's take this electric pole, bring it up as far as it'll go. Perfect. Then now we can connect all those, but we can't connect our inserters, which is an issue. So we will leave this like this, and then we'll kind of come around to, oops, so I don't have enough of those. Let's build some more of those. Really should have grabbed some copper cable. I keep forgetting. And this way I only have to put it on the one side and then I can put my inserters here. And what we're going to do is, let's see, so if we only put our plastic on one side, that means that we can have our plastic, or excuse me, our coal being fed in one side that's on that same belt, and then there's just a half and half. It does limit the overall throughput, so you can't put too many. You can't vertically scale it. You have to kind of horizontally scale it. It's kind of a really nerdy thing to say, but whatever. Okay, so let's put that there. Not going to connect this just yet. I kind of want you to see how this is going to work. So this is going to be about bringing it off the belt. And then when it comes down to, let's say, let's just give it here for now. We're going to filter out. Let's filter out coal. So basically, the plastic will go onto the far side, and it will come out through the one side here. If I did my math right, which I never do. Okay, so we can put this here. It can grab from either side. This is kind of an issue. I mean, for this one, I can just move this electric pole over, or this insert over one, but then it's going to be off on the other, and that kind of annoys me. So let's just go ahead and do this. Like I said before, if you're thinking about doing something, just do it, because it'll probably annoy the crap out of you later. Just do it now. So we'll put this one in the center, which will allow us to do what we want, which is, and we'll adjust that bottom one after. But we're going to grab off this belt here, and then we're going to drop. Oh, wait, sorry, we got to do the left side. Okay, so we're going to grab off the belt here, place here. We can move this over one, or a few. Perfect. Oh my god, my eyes are getting so tired. Jesus. Now this one doesn't have power, but that's okay, because we're going to build more of these at some point. Right now we're not going to build them, but we're just going to kind of put this in place right now as a placeholder. And what's going to happen is we still need the coal. So let's go ahead and connect the coal. And as you see, it's going to come through. The inserter is going to pull it off. Oh, there's actually one thing I forgot, which is this actually has to be like that. Cool. And then now you can see that the coal's being pulled off the bottom, and the plastic's being put up top, and the plastic's going to come along, and then it's going to be joined up there. Now this allows us to do the next thing, which is we're going to have a second line, which is going to put on one side, and then it will be for generating even more plastic out onto the other side. We don't need to do that just yet, but we can. We'll build a couple more chemical plants while we head off to our next task to kind of bring this down. Bring it, I guess we'll kind of squeeze it through here. I built that out a little bit far, but that's okay because it gives us a little bit of room to work. I know this looks weird kind of looping around. I guess I could just shorten it, but the reality is I'll probably end up, scaling it out horizontally a little bit. Of course, we're going to need faster belts. We're going to need a bunch of other things before we can get to that point. We only have it on one side of the belt. That's okay. When we build the other side, meaning the other three machines, they'll be putting it onto the other side of the belt. So we'll have the two kind of coming together, joining, and then going up that way. Okay, so let's continue to run these down. And we're going to run it all the way to the bottom, because the bottom is where our next... is where the next part of the bus is going to go. And it looks like we just ran out of underground again. We'll build some by hand while we run over to our mall. Oh, wait, did I do inserters in this one? Oh, no, sorry. Not inserters, underground. Yes, that's right. We did yellow and red. Perfect. But you know what? Come to think of it, I'm going to grab red. Because I'm going to really try not to continue to use the yellow. I think the yellow is kind of like, it's time to start moving away from the yellow. The yellow is a little bit too damn slow. Sorry, not sorry. Let's see, let's grab a little bit of this red here. Not too much because we don't want to fill our packs totally, but we can take some of this extra yellow that we have, drop it directly into that machine, and then that will produce those a little bit quicker. Grab one more stack of this. And splitters, we don't fully need them yet, but what we're going to do is we're going to drop this partial over here. We're going to grab this one, so now we have a stack of 50. And that yellow one we don't need anymore, so we'll just take that and drop it into this machine. Alright, now we can continue running our plastic down. I guess I should be running this with red, but the red conveyors, but you know, kind of forgot. Okay, let's see how much room we have. We want to make sure we leave a little bit of room for our steel. So steel's going to kind of come down here like that. So let's see. I don't know how we're going to kind of connect a lot of this stuff yet. So this is kind of a guess right now. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how this is. Okay, so I guess we'll just do it that way. Oops, we don't want to do that. But we want to leave 2 spots available so we can do, you know, 2 undergrounds. Oh my god, my eyes are like, ugh. Getting so heavy. So if you see my eyes going a little bit crazy, it's just because my eyes are getting really heavy and I'm kind of straining my eyes a little bit. It's still better than last time. Oh my god, last time like I couldn't keep awake. Last time it was so bad by this point, like I was like struggling through the stream. But tonight I'm a little bit better with it. Okay. Plastic's kind of coming down. We should grab some of the plastic off the thing so we can create some stuff with it. I think we need to create red circuits. Let's see where the red circuits are. There they are. Oh yeah, it was the electronic components that we have to start making next, which is in the Krastorio book. There we go. Okay, so this one's going to accept the input from the top, and it's going to output to the bottom, which basically means that I will kind of rope it around back up to the top. So I'm going to kind of move it over. Instead of putting it directly in the middle, I'm going to go off by 1, so I can have a up belt kind of coming this way. So it feels a little less asymmetrical. But we will go ahead and upgrade. I guess I should grab some more of those level 1 belts. I was going to say for a second, I'm like, wait, where are they putting the level 1 belts? Only because we don't have a ton of the red belts being built just yet. When we have oh, maybe we do. I don't remember. But it's in order to have this thing finish up. But we'll be upgrading it really, really soon, so it's not that big of a deal. Let's create one of these medium warehouses. This way we can have a buffer when we need it. We have those loaders. We have a bunch of the things that it needs. Cool. We don't really need to fill up this left side with assemblers just yet, because we don't really need to produce that many electronic components just yet. We will at some point, but right now we kind of don't. It's fine. It can stay online for right now. Left a tiny bit more space in the event that we want to go for one of the larger ones. There's an even larger size container. It's called a warehouse. That's a Krastorio 2 thing. Okay. So let's see, heading back up here. I guess since I don't have any, let's just go ahead and upgrade those now. Okay, so we're going to need an upgrade planner that will allow me to upgrade selectively certain items. We're not going to upgrade all those belts just yet, but what we are going to upgrade is these splitters. I did it from the bottom or top down because I want to be able to add the other ones later. So now you can see with the selective upgrade, you can see I'm only upgrading those 4 items. And I do have them on me, so cool. It did its job. Excellent. And then I can also go ahead and add the underground ones if I want, which I do. Okay, cool. Even though the yellow ones are still going to be the slow point, at least we have these a little bit upgraded. The other ones we weren't really using that much. Okay, so let's see. This one, again, this is another one of those recipes that it doesn't quite tell you exactly which item goes where. So it looks like we need 2 of each of these. Oh, that's right. I think this is the one that it doesn't really matter where you put them as long as you have 1 going on each belt. So one of the belts we're going to have 2 of the items, and then another belt where we're going to have just the 1 item. So let's see here. We need glass, silicone, plastic bars. So we can do, let's see here. We got plastic there. Now this thing's going to have to move. This is kind of in the way. What we're going to do is we're going to run some new power lines here. Oops. It was not far enough to go all the way across. That's okay, as long as it allowed me to kind of skip over all this stuff here, which is good. Let's put some lights down because it's starting to get dark in this area. Didn't really need to put it on the other side, but whatever. Let's put one more up. Yeah, there you go. A happy little light. All right, so we need plastics. Let's bring it in on, let's see here. That's right, I do need to start bringing these things down to my bar since they're now they're gonna start becoming my primary at some point. But as of right now, they're still kind of a, I can switch between those as I need to. So I can either hit X to go between those, or I can just do Shift F1, which changes out the top one for whatever thing that I want. So if I want to go to pipes and stuff, I go to F, or Shift 2. Go to my faster belts, I go to Shift 3, and then eventually I have Shift 4, which is going to be used for train stuff. But we are not quite there yet. I think by the end of this episode, I'll be able to have our red circuits up and going. Red circuits, and then we'll kind of see how we're doing on time. Till I figure out my eye strain issue, there's no way I'm going to be going over my streams very much. Okay, so let's get our plastic kind of going here. Obviously that thing was in the way, which is okay. I knew it was going to be. Okay, cool. So it's coming down on half, so it should split there. Excellent. Coming down, and then these should start perfect. That one's pulling from it. That's okay, so those are all pulling from the plastic. That's great. Now we got to do the same thing again with glass and silicone. Silicon or silicone? Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. At least I hope. Okay, so I did kind of... I hate it when I go this direction because it does make it a little bit harder to kind of figure out like where things are supposed to line up and such, but I got it. Wait, did I bring quartz all the way over this way? No, I didn't. Where is it? Am I crazy? I know that or not quartz, silicon. Oh, that's right here. Okay, so that one will be right to there, and then this one will be glass. There we go. Okay, now I remember what the hell I was doing. Okay, good. At least I'm using the red on the glass, so it'll be a little bit faster for it to kind of get here. Okay, cool. The glass should now... Yep, glass is now coming down this way. And I'm making good progress on my watering. See, I'm halfway through already. Glass is coming through. And you can see that one picked it up. That one picked it up. Picked it up and picked it up. Perfect. So now silicone's the last one. This one's luckily kind of easy because it's literally like right here. I don't want to put it too close to this other one because we want to give it a little bit of room that we can add adapters as needed. Oh wait, where is it? Crap. I know I just saw it. No, it's not this one. Where the hell is it? I know. Oh, I didn't run it all the way through. That's why. Uh-huh. There we go. Looks like, am I out of a light or no? It's there. It's just off. Okay, run this up. And when are we going to need to kind of break over that way? Oh, we're kind of really close. We did not really plan out really enough here. Should have built a little bit more space for our belt. So I guess for the time being, we're not going to end up having, yeah. Did not leave enough room on my belt. Crap, that's kind of an issue. All right, so let's see how much do we actually need. Okay, so that's for that, and then it'll be 2, and then 1 more here. And that's how far it would be to have quartz kind of coming through, but that will conflict with over here. I'll figure it out. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Cool. And now let's run this over to connect it with our new setup we just had. Wrong direction. Now you might notice I do like to have a little bit of a space there, so it's a little bit easier to kind of see like what's going on, where the underground belts are going, and that kind of such. I mean, you can build them really close, but then you end up with a situation like this where you have to look a little bit closer to kind of figure out which item goes where and that kind of stuff. It makes things a little bit easier to look at, from just kind of a higher, like you can look at these things really quickly at a glance and you know exactly where it is. Of course, the exception is these, because otherwise the belt would have to be like, significantly, taller or wider depending on which direction you're building it. So, not exactly worth it there. All right, let's go ahead and connect this. It's not going very far just yet, but it will be in just a second. Yeah, I mean, this is another issue. I tend to make sure that my the belt brakes that I have are only kind of going one direction. I kind of violated that a little bit. It kind of went 2 different directions. We'll see what happens. All right, so since we don't have to go all the way with that, I will just bring that to there. Now, of course, this one does violate a little bit of what I said. So in order to make that look good, I'm just going to go ahead and move that there. So yes, it is up against it is close up against it, but at least it's symmetrical. And that is important. And excellent, we're building electronic components. Yes. Okay, so that's some great progress. I think that, yeah, we're going to definitely need to build some more of these. I think this is probably going to be a good time for a quick restroom break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this create some assemblers. And I'm going to go use the restroom, and I'll be back in about, a couple of minutes. Be right back. And I'm back. Okay, so as you can see, we continue to create some electronic components. Our plastic is definitely going a little bit slow. That's okay. Kind of expected that. Oh my god, this down arrow key is really driving me crazy. I tell you, after the stream, I have to take that apart, this keyboard apart, and see if I can fix it. Yeah, that's also why I'm now using my big, like, sippy mug kind of thing to, so I'm not, spilling as much water all over everything this time. Glad it didn't get all over my brand new iPad, though. That's kind of a good thing, though. I would have been, pretty upset about that. Okay, just creating some long inserters to, there we go. Now those can kind of start doing their thing as well. Let's grab a stack of that because we're going to build some red circuits for our modular armor. There we go. We can start producing some of those. I thought we had some copper cable that we're building somewhere. We are, but are we putting it in a box? We are not. That's kind of a bad thing. Okay, so let's actually start putting some copper cable in a box because we do seem to use a lot of it. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to go through and, this will get kind of fed on there. Some of it will be used up. Oh, wait, can I create modules yet? Damn, not yet. Bummer. Okay. But yeah, like, I mean, these will just fill up and whatever. Go by, grab it, do what we need to do, Okay, so let's make sure we can grab a couple more of these. And let's see, how much do I need total? Oh, looks like I can finally build my modular armor. Good. Oh, wait. It requires heavy armor, but I already have heavy armor, so I don't need it to create it again. Oh, wait, that's light armor. I didn't create heavy armor? Oh, weird. Okay. Well, I'm now creating my heavy armor from my light armor. Now, of course, I didn't create these before because we haven't really had to deal with biters yet. We will eventually. But as of current, we haven't had to deal with them, so it's not been that big of a deal. We're also going to create a... Excuse me. We're also going to create a portable solar panel. The battery we can't make just yet, but we can soon. And we'll also build our night vision. Small portable generator, we might be able to do at some point soon. We'll kind of see how much space we have. I don't remember. Well, let's see. The night vision takes a 1x1. And then that would be a 2x2. So that means that we still would have a little bit of space. That's good. Okay. So I guess we should try to actually build the fuel for the small generator because it'll be a little bit easier to work with than the portable solar panel. But if worse comes to worse right now, we can just use the portable... Well, no, the portable solar panel is going to be kind of terrible. It's just not going to work very well. But all right. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We create our heavy armor, but we forgot to create our modular armor. There we go. Now we're creating our modular armor. And our night vision's being created, our small portable generator. Should be created soon. And then our fuel refinery, we'll need to build one of those. Because we're going to need to build some fuel. And I'm not sure if we can actually build fuel yet. I think that there might be some things that we still need for that. But let's find out what we need in order to build the fuel. I can't remember offhand. Okay, so it's made by either using solid fuel and hydrogen or light fuel. Now the problem is that right now we don't have advanced oil refining, which will produce heavy oil, light oil, and petroleum from crude oil. We don't have that yet, so we can't use the light oil trick. Now the hydrogen and solid fuel, there are some issues with that as well. So to make the solid fuel, we can make that out of petroleum. It's not the most efficient, but we can do it. That's possible. But the issue comes down to where do we get the hydrogen? Now, hydrogen happens to be a lot in the air, but, there's actually a system in this game to be able to pull these things from the air. However, it requires, let's see here, it requires the atmospheric condenser in order to pull the nitrogen and hydrogen out just by itself. So there is another way to do it, and I think it's going to involve electrolysis. Yes, the electrolysis plant. So let's go grab some copper cable and some automation cores, because we can create a filtration plant which will basically extract both the hydrogen and oxygen from, we'll split those, from the, it'll split those bonds. So basically, you end up with those two different elements. This is not the most efficient way to do this right now, but it'll work for right now, just to kind of get us to that point of being able to use the air processor. I forget what it's called, like the air condenser or whatever, so we can just get hydrogen out, or just whatever we want. But this will be good for now, because we only really want to produce just enough in order to produce a little bit of fuel for our modular armor. Alright, so you can see our modular armor here. We have our small portable generator, which we'll put there. Put our solar panel, even though they don't do a whole hell of a lot right now. I mean, it'll be great to charge, well, nothing. Like you can see, it's outputting some power, but it has nowhere to go. So yeah, we could put night vision on, but guess what? It also, have electricity for the night vision. But the problem is, when the lights go down, the portable solar panel also stops producing power. Or the sun goes down, the portable solar power stops generating power, and then guess what? That's it. Now, of course, we can build some fuel generators, or we can build some batteries that can be charged up by the solar panel. I don't know which direction we want to go with that. I think the electrolysis and all that stuff might be a little bit more pain in the neck to create fuel, because we also have to do kind of coming back and forth with it. Okay, so it takes sand and it takes water. So before we go that route, let's try to... we will go ahead with the batteries next. So in order to make the batteries, we need to create sulfur first, which is going to require water and petroleum. That we have. We have both those items. So let's see. Where's the best place to grab water from? You can either grab it from that side or this side. Obviously, this side will be a little bit faster. So let's take a wander over that way. We're definitely going to need to grab another stack of our underground pipes, because we're going to use a lot of them. And we have one more offshore pump already created, so we'll use that. And we're going to need some power for this. So what we'll do is we'll just create a wind turbine. You might have seen me do this before, but the wind turbine will only power this pump. That's it. It's the only thing in life that it does. And it doesn't need to connect to the main grid. It just pumps water as needed. Yeah, I could, connect to the grid, have it supply us a little bit of power, which is so minuscule, it doesn't really matter. I guess that, if I can't pump water because I'm low on power, then I shouldn't be generating plastic and stuff anyway. But whatever, it's no big deal. I mean, these things only produce 20 kilowatts of power, which is not very much. Oh wait, no, so it's, power output is 20 kilowatt and energy output is 20 kilojoules. Now we are running a little bit low on power, I can see. So let's get this kind of set up, and then we'll go create maybe another 2 steam systems, steam engines. Yeah, crap, I guess I'm going to have to clear out some of this. Okay, so you can see that we've switched over to night vision, so it's a little bit better. It's better than it was, but we're not going to have a lot of power, so this will run out really, really quickly. So you can see we have power, and it's out. It's done. That's it. Even without power, it seems to be giving a little bit. I don't know what's up with that, but I didn't think it was supposed to give you a little, give you anything out of it. Maybe it's just like kind of like a, hey, there's a filter on this, but it doesn't really do much until you give it power. But I guess we'll find out. Okay, connecting this through, clearing out the forest along the way. Yeah, I don't really have to clear out much of this forest. It just makes it easier to kind of see what's what in here. Oops. Get back here. Continuing to bring this along down here. And, oh, that's right, our oil and stuff is down over here. So now we should kind of figure out where we're going to be producing our sulfur. And for the sulfur, we need water and petroleum gas. So let's go ahead and put this... this will be a little bit of... I know I keep saying this, but this will be a little bit of a temporary setup. We'll put this... I guess we'll do it going kind of this way for now. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Put another one of these here. And we're going to need to connect also... Oops, that was the wrong thing that I connected there. We have to connect the top one to the petroleum. Or, excuse me, the top one to the water and the bottom one to petroleum. Where's our petroleum kind of coming out? Blah. There's no good way to do this. Okay, I guess we'll do... Oops, wrong one. Oh, it's supposed to be the underground. There we go. I guess we'll run this up. I'll be honest, I'm not particularly pleased with the way this is. But for right this moment, it'll work. Let's clear out a little bit more of these trees. Cool. And now we should have both... Wait, why is there nothing in there? Oh, that's because I didn't do that. So now we have both... Yep. Water and petroleum coming out of there. It will produce some sulfur. Once I give it power, of course. Cool. Now I got to give somewhere for it to go. Oh, for a split second, I thought that was a biter. I was like, wait, no, go away. Yeah, I guess I could have this dropping onto, one to the close, one to the far. But it doesn't really matter at this point because we're not really producing a whole ton. We're just producing enough to build our a couple of batteries. And looks like we're stalled out again. Oh, it's because we need the tech cards that we don't have yet. So that was a silly thing to queue up. I guess let's go ahead and queue up our mineral water extraction. Belt immunity. That'll be a nice one to get as well. Because it's kind of really annoying when you're walking on a belt and suddenly you just go like... zooming away unless you actually intended that. Like there's a time and a place for running on the belt. Oh my god, you ever see those airport ones where there's like belts? If you go running on those things, oh my god, you feel like a superhero because you're just like running and like it doesn't require that much effort, but you're running so much faster and everybody just walking. You just feel like your legs are mechanical. Because by running on it, you're running fast. And then with it moving, you're just moving at even faster speed. It's a lot of fun. The airports don't like it, but as long as they don't see it, well, if you do it, don't get caught. And if you get caught, it's not my fault. Okay. So now we got to take some of that sulfur that we just created. And now we have to create... how do we do it again? we have to create sulfuric acid out of it, which is going to require 5 of those sulfur, 100 water, and iron plates. So let's go ahead and create, I guess we'll leave that like that, okay. And then now let's grab something to grab an insert or pull us off the pipe, or pull it off the belt. I keep mixing words up all night tonight. And I can see it's pulling in a little bit of sulfur. Now we need to connect some water. The water is an easy one to connect, luckily. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have, brought this up a little bit more, and then I could have put a, this kind of setup, but in its current form, it would have been blocked. I would have had to build one more out. This works for right now. It's a little bit weird to kind of look at things, a little bit confusing, but that's okay. Now we will need, let's put this here. And we will need some iron plate being placed on that belt. So let's see here. That might have to be moved a little bit later. Oops, wow, right out. That's alright, because we need to use the quicker belts anyway. Where is our iron? Oh, is it all the way down there? Oh, crap. Especially with my down arrow key just not working very well today. So we're going to get our personal batteries up and going, and then we're going to kind of see if we can hit a day-night cycle. And then I think that will do it for tonight. So probably another few minutes. And that will be it for tonight's episode. I feel like we did actually make some good progress tonight. I feel like the previous episode we kind of messed around a little bit. I mean, we did start off with Cyberpunk 2077, but until they kind of fixed the game, going to kind of hold off on playing that. And additionally, waiting for the Satisfactory update to come out, like I said before. We've talked about that, every episode. Still waiting for it. Did hear today that Cyberpunk 2077 is apparently on sale for PC. They're kind of hurting. I mean, I think it's a good game. There's a couple little bugs here and there, but, I think it's worth playing it if you're into, that kind of genre. It's fun. Once you get smart weapons, it makes things a little bit too easy sometimes, but whatever. I mean, you can increase the difficulty. It doesn't change the AI. It just makes the enemies hit harder and have more hit points. So maybe they'll improve it. I did hear something about some modders potentially making the AI a little tiny bit better. I hope they release an official mod making pack or a mod SDK. Okay, so now we have sulfuric acid. Now we can take some of that sulfuric acid and we're going to start putting that into a storage container. Sulfuric acid is something we'll end up using a lot of, so we'll end up burning through it at some point or another. We might also just produce it now. And then from there we can create another chemical factory that we'll use to produce our batteries. And this will be a one-off. We'll just use it to just produce them, and that's it. And that will help us get to kind of some of the next phases. Oh, wait, I should have not built that way. Yeah, I guess we'll... Oops, that was not the right place. Yeah, I guess we'll build there for now. That's okay. Select battery. Got to give it some copper and some iron plate. Again, this is kind of a temporary setup. I'm not, giving it any belts or, any real automation or anything. This is just to produce a couple of one-off batteries for now. And if we do need to produce more later, we can drop some in there. And then this is just kind of a get things going. So let's see. For the Let's see here. For the personal battery pack, we need. Oh, there's also the big battery pack, but we need 4 personal batteries, so we need 2 batteries for each personal. So that's a lot. Oops, didn't mean to do that, but that is okay. Actually, we'll just drop both those in there. Cool. So let's see what we can produce. We need iron plates for that. So we'll grab some off this here. Grab some copper while we're over here, and that copper is going to be used for putting in that one machine. And we can produce, we're going to need 1 more for the personal big battery. Cool. Produce 1. Oh yeah, we can just hit that and then it'll go through and create all the ones that we need. And we will set up a big solar panel because I think that the small ones might be just a tiny bit too small. We'll set up a fuel station once we get the chemical stuff in place. But we really can't create the bionic legs or anything like that yet, which will be really nice when we can, but we can't create them just yet, so it's not a big deal. These things are really taking their time. Also, we should be able to, by the end of this episode, also create our belt immunity. So why don't we switch that around now? Let's get our belt immunity, and then we'll kind of circle back to the shooting again. Shooting stuff. And you can see that, it does save the progress bar. And we just kind of switch the order. I wish that they made it so you can actually just switch these, but they do not have it so you can switch these around, unfortunately. I wonder if that could be a mod I could create. I don't know if they actually allow those particular types of events or not. So 1 more personal battery before it creates the big battery. There it goes. I wonder if it created 1 too many or 2 too many personal batteries. I don't know. Well, I guess I didn't really look at the space required for the big personal batteries. I hope we're going to have enough inside our modular armor. Oh, yeah, we're fine. I could take out the generator if I really needed to. And as soon as that's done, you can see that it should start powering up, like the solar power should start charging in a little bit. I mean, it's a slow process, but it's charging. And I think when I add this larger solar panel, it will go through a lot faster. But we'll see. I mean, you can see right now it's kind of slow. It's, 470 kilojoules, 471. Like, that's how slow this is going right now. I mean, you can literally see it right now, but whatever. And it is slowing down because nighttime is upon us. Yes, and you can see that it is now the numbers are going down. Yes, as it's starting to get darker, the numbers are going down fast. And it's going to be dead before it gets too dark anyway. So, not much that can be done here right now. Just have to wait for these to be done, and then we'll set up our larger solar panels. This way it has a full time during the day to charge up, and hopefully it'll be enough to last the rest of the night. Worst comes to worst, I create another panel that should help charge a little bit faster too. This says max output 192 kilowatts. It's definitely a lot better than the 40 kilowatts here. Oh, wow, yeah, that requires definitely a lot more space. Weapon shooting speed has been complete. Let's see, what do we want to do next? Shatter gun turrets, haven't played around with those, but we should kind of get those going anyway. Circuit network, we're going to need them anyway. Oh, actually, let's do our modules next. Because, yeah, there's definitely some things we could start doing with those. And stronger explosives. When you get the stronger explosives, you can clear out trees and stuff a little bit faster by using a grenade. We will get that, just not quite just yet. I don't know. We'll see. But circuit network, yeah, we'll do that one after that, and then we'll kind of go from there. At this phase, not really a point in queuing too many things up at once because I might end up switching it around. And you can see our battery is effectively dead now. But now, let's see what was needed in order to create the fuel. I know that we need hydrogen, so we're going to have to do a little bit of electrolysis. And we do have some water over here, so, well, I mean, I do kind of want to take a look at the, how fast the solar panels charge up. But also, you know, using this belt immunity thing, it definitely uses power. It uses power at a, you know, a pretty decent rate. The faster the belts move, the more power it consumes. Which, of course, that makes sense. It's got to counteract more. Okay, so I guess while that's going through, let's start working our a little bit of temporary fuel to at least have something here. And that's going to, oh, that's right, we're going to have to do some solid fuel. Definitely some steps that are involved in order for us to kind of get there. Okay, yeah, I remember this now. And the solid fuel is made with, wait, I thought it was made in chemical plants. No, it's not. Wait, where's it made? Kind of drawing a blank here. I'm not sure where the heck that's made. Chemical plant, filtration plant. I don't think it's a filtration plant. It's definitely not an electrolysis plant because we checked that. Huh. I don't really remember which one it was. Yeah, it's not electrolysis because we, or maybe it is. Let's check. No, it's not. I don't know. That's really weird. How the heck do you make solid fuel? Am I crazy or what? Oh, that's right. We have to use petroleum right now. Got it. That's right. Okay. I was like, where the hell is it? You know, I was looking for it with like light oil or heavy oil or something like that. I forgot you can make it with this. Yeah. Yeah, nose is itching again. Oh, my nose is cold. That's weird. Huh, weird. All right, so we're gonna create another chemical plant. I mean, some of this setup is just gonna be just purely for the purpose of being able to generate a little bit of fuel. Kind of have it on standby. Now taking a look, you can see our battery is at a good rate. You know, it's almost 93% charged. You know, when I walk around, it's fine, but then when I put the immunity belts on, you can see that it just kind of holds us someplace, so we don't have to, you know, go running all over the place. But it does draw power, and let's see how much power it actually draws, because maybe we don't need to build fuel just this moment. Yeah, I mean, the amount of fuel it's drawing, or the amount of fuel that it's drawing out of there is, you can't even see it. Okay. So I guess we're just going to have to wait around and see how well the night vision works. Hopefully it works better. Otherwise, I will be finding a mod for that. And, yeah, so we didn't do everything that we want in this session. But we did get our, filtration plant set up to build quartz. We got our our silicon production up and going. We got, let's see here. We got some basic things to be able to assemble a little bit of plastic. Plastic right now is still kind of slow because we're just not producing enough petroleum. And you can see we'll definitely need a few more. Oh, you know, one of the reasons why this is running so slow is because it's literally running out of one. That explains a lot. Holy crap. Okay, so watch. Once I connect all of these, you're going to start seeing this thing go up a lot faster. And, well, maybe it won't be going up faster, but you can see that it's generating a lot more plastic. What a shock. Holy crap, that is so much faster than it was before. Oh my god, that explains so much. Okay, good. There's still a little bit of a shortage. We're still not producing enough petroleum. That's okay because this will be something that we will work on in our next episode. So we did get some basic plastic production going. We got our electronic components production going, and the next thing will be to get um, our red circuits. Where are the red circuits? Yeah, so then we have everything that we need in order to make the advanced circuits. Once we have the advanced circuits, then we can start making the chemical tech cards. So I have a feeling that we will be able to, we should be able to start producing chemical tech cards in the next episode. But until then, I'm pretty close. I mean, I'll have this water finished soon. Like honestly, I'm gonna be going to bed soon because I'm pretty tired. Even though it's really early for me. Like I usually don't go to bed till like midnight, and it's 9 o'clock right now. But I'm really exhausted. Just long day. And but I'll definitely have this finished before bed. Trust me on that. But I did an amazing job. I mean, next time I'm gonna finish it. I know so much of this. Don't worry. Next time we'll do this. Next time we'll do that. Next time we'll do this. But until next time, my unicorns. I'm Jolene, and this has been Jolene Sparkles. Please like, subscribe, follow, click the notify bell, all of the things that you can. Please do it on both Twitch and YouTube. It would really help me out a lot. And please, if you can, try to match or try to catch the show when it's live. I haven't been very good at scheduling it to show up on YouTube and such. But I'm going to try to do that for Saturday, which will be my next episode. I have been shifting around my schedule a little bit because I've been kind of testing the waters with a few different things. But as of my current schedule, it's Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Keeping it really, really simple. I don't want to have just, trying to avoid like, oh, this day at this time, this day at this time. Because I sit there and I'm like, wait, what time do I need to start preparing for the show? I kind of forget, whatever. But anyway, okay, so until Saturday, on Saturday, well, I meant to go to the large cam. I guess I kind of messed up